welcome back to Crypto with Lily. As always, it's such a great pleasure to have you here again. So how was the weekend, guys? Did you get a terrific one? I hope so. Today we're back, and we are back with another Pepe related project. Yes, because this is a Pepe Madness. Why not be part of it? Now, you guys, joke aside, I do think you can definitely make money, make profits during this meme coin madness that we have right now. So if you, as I always suggested to do, make the time to do your proper DOR, and later on make the time to join their community and interact with them a little bit, not just like 30 minutes or an hour. Like, actually, if you've got time to do so, no one like do it for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and see what's going on with the community, how's the sentiment. If you think that the project is actually going to be there for the long term, if you can actually make some profits out of it, then I do think you can be part of those that are once again are getting and making gains during this meme coin season, right? So just be smart about it. Just choose the right time for you. Maybe you're those that prefer to be part of the project since the beginning, like when they're on the Fairlaunch stage. Some of you prefer to wait actually until they launch and see how it goes for the project. Some of you prefer to get it when they are in a dip. So regardless of what your action movement may be or your movement of action, right, when you think is the right time for you to do so, if you are once again smart about it, I do think you can definitely be making some profits out of this. So anyways, this is by no means any kind of financial advice. This is just giving you my opinion. And going back to when I said that this is a Pepe Madness, I just want to quickly show you something before we dive into today's video, which is also Pepe related. We're on presale, as you already know, and I'm gonna show you just today. We're gonna take a quick look at the trending projects on presale, and let's see how many of those are Pepe related, right? So we got 1, 2, which is this is the one that we're going to be talking about today. So right now it's ranking number 2 on top trended projects on presale. So going back, sorry. 1, 2, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So just today there are 7 projects, or 7 of the projects that are trending on presale are Pepe related. So that's the reason why I say this is definitely a Pepe Madness. This is the Pepe season, and a lot of teams actually, yes, a lot of teams are decided to build projects with based on that, right? So let's dive in into today's project, which is Pepe DAO. And as you can see, it's having its Fairlaunch on presale right now. They started yesterday and they are going to be ended tomorrow, so plenty of time to do your DOR, right? So they have a soft cap of only 50 BNB. So far they have been able to raise 1,343.9, so still it's going quite well for them, and they still got 22 hours more. So we have to wait and see how this is going to be ended, with a total contributors of 2,098. Now you can see right there that the initial market cap on an estimate is going to be a little bit more than 600,000, and they are going to be listing on PancakeSwap later on once they finish the Fairlaunch. Liquidity lock for 365 days, 51% of it goes to liquidity. Now audited and KYC, as I mentioned already, so the budgets that they are missing is the Safu one and the Doxed one. So we do not have the faces of this of the team that is behind this project, at least not yet. There are lots of influencers, a lot of different cults group, crypto cults group that they have been talking about this project. So they are investing in marketing, which is great. So that means that they have the funds to do so. And also, once again, they are trying to build all that hype, all that FOMO, which is at the end of the day what most of these meme coins have. Now, this is a DAO community-driven project that is also going to have an NFT collection with a staking plus a negative tax, which means that 0% tax will be in all transactions, right? So 0% tax for all kind of transactions, so buy or sell. Now, let's first take a look at their different budgets. So they are KYC by Pincel, they are audited by Audit Ace. Later on, when do your go and check it up, all of that. They got, this is going to be the staking. When you go to their main website, which is gonna be this one right there, you don't see any other kind of info, so you have to click on each one of them of this, and it will dive you to that specific kind of information. So when you click on docs, so documentation, it will take you to here, which is going to be their white paper where most of the info is, even though on the website you can also find a little bit of it. So as you can see, lots of things to go through. Later on, when you do your come here and take a look. So a little bit of what they say that the project is so Pepe DAO is a meme token that combines the fun and excitement of meme culture with the power of a decentralized finance. Their token Pepe PEPED is designed to be a community-driven asset that provides holder with a range of benefits, as I mentioned earlier, including the NFT collection they're staking, and also an NFT rewards, and the ability to shape the future of the project through a decentralized governance. So that is what a DAO means, right? That means that the main decisions are going to be discussed with the community. So the community will have a vote on what's coming up next with the project, right? So that is going to be the white paper. I'm not going to be going through it today because I definitely think that you guys can do later on by yourself. Now, this is their Twitter account. Here on Twitter and the same on Telegram, they haven't been posted on sharing info for too long. Actually, on Telegram they started on just May the 4th. They do have a ton of pin messages, so they have been trying once again to keep the community super active just in that short period of time, since once again today is just May 8th, so from the last 4 days or so. Their community here on Twitter is going to be a little bit bigger than the one on Telegram. This is a little bit more than 6K, and on Telegram at the moment is a little bit more than 5K. So mostly what they have been sharing is what's going on with their Fairlaunch. Also, as I mentioned already, some of the influencers that they have been talking about it or featuring in their channel. Also, different kind of group calls that have been mentioned. Then some of the info that you can find on Telegram, and you cannot find it here on Twitter. So as I always said, suggestion, join both, and for interacting with the community, definitely Telegram, right? So that is kind of what you can see right here on the Twitter account. Once again, for instance, let me take you through the last shared messages just to show you that they have been quite active, quite engaged. So for instance, this one is for 49 minutes ago. Then you got this one for an hour ago. Then you got the next one for 3 hours ago. So pretty nice to see that the project, of course, today's or this day are quite important for it, because for launches stage is a very important one. It's also the time to grow their community and get everyone ready for the launch. So that's what they are doing right now. So let's go and take a look now at the main website and see what we can find there, even though remember that I already said that most of the info is going to be on the white paper. Oh, another thing, one of the partners they have is Wobby. So when you click on that, this was shared on their Telegram community. It will take you to here and explain a little bit about their Fairlaunch as well. So Pepe DAO zero tax Fairlaunch with Pepe negative tax, kind of what I shared already with you. So staking the NFT collection on Team's token, renounced contract, and zero tax. A little bit more about some of these that they have ticked right here are upcoming things. Maybe they are gonna be ready for the launch or right after it, but some of them, at least myself, couldn't find all of that yet. Now we got home, about us, token NFT roadmap, partners, frequently asked question, docs, app, and then links to their socials, right? So if you go click on about us, it will give you a little bit of general info about the project. But I already went through that, so no need to do that again. And then you got them, their team. So no docs, at least myself couldn't find that info. So this is what you have, a little bit of info about them, but nothing to take you to like LinkedIn or anything like that, or a Twitter account where we can see their faces or anything like that. So this is what we have right now. So we got the CEO, the programmer, and the designer. So that's the info about the team that you can find right here. So then we got a little bit about the token. Remember the token is going to be PEPED, so PEPED, and a little bit about it right there. Their smart contract codes does not contain any provisions that could limit investors in any way, and it had been audited by a trusted company recommended by Pincel Audit Ace. So we went through that documentation already. A little bit of what the token right there. So later on you can, once again, you can go through that. Then we got the NFT collection. So this is first level, you can see. Then you got the utility. So their NFT will be based primarily on the NFT staking utility, which will allow us to stake our NFTs in exchange for Pepe D. Rewards every 60 minutes. So that's right, we intended to reward the holders with additional tokens of their Pepe DAO, hold their NFTs and make money on it every day with the ability to withdraw funds at any time. The second issue will be decision making during the DAO. NFT holders will have an additional number of votes during the voting. So for example, they will actually have a greater impact on the development on the project. So right, so that is kind of also some of the perks that come with being having this kind of NFTs and also having this DAO community-driven kind of project. Then we got the gallery. So as part of their gallery, some example of their NFT. This is kind of how they're going to look, or how they're going to be looking like. So an example of it, and then just links to their different socials. After that, we got the roadmap, which I found it very cool. It's going to be kind of secret, so only that's they are deciding to doing so, which I think is very smart and also quite a different idea to what we often see. Is that they are going to keep it kind of secret in order to create hype and in order to create FOMO, right? So they are going to be, for instance, if you click on phase 1, it will take you right here, and this is what I'm just saying right now. So a part of the roadmap that will be known only to a selected group of people. So this is where Pepe DAO will start to gain hype, and only a few people will take part in its presale due to the huge interesting, right? So I do find it quite interesting. It's the same if you click on the rest of the phase. For instance, if you click on phase 4, which is the last one, it's the same. It gives you a little bit of info about it, but then the rest is going to be like top secret, so you have to wait for it to actually get that first-hand info about what's going to be coming up for the project on the next stage of the roadmap, or even on the same stage where they are. So let's say stage phase 1, so what's coming up on next on phase 1, right? So pretty interesting that I don't know if everyone is going to be on board with that, because maybe some people rather to invest on a project where they can see everything that is going to be happening, including the roadmap. But for maybe others do find it quite interesting and do agree with the team that this is going to create more hype, since it got this kind of mysterious thing that makes it like more interesting for people, right? Because it's not that common. So after that, we got the partners. When we go to partners, they got some, like for instance, like Wabi. I already show you that. They got Pincel, BSC Scan, CoinGecko, CoinMark, Consult, Dextool, so all that kind. And also they got some of the links to the different influencers or YouTubers that have been sharing their project in their different platforms, right? So after that, you got frequently asked questions. I'm not going to be going through that because later on, you guys can do it. Documentations, it will take you to the white paper, as I showed you already. And then the app is when you got the staking, right? So you got total PEPE, the stake, liquidity cap, rewards, claim, and stakers, stake on, stake and withdraw. And you can stake, connect your wallet. Later on, you guys can do that once after doing your DIOR and all that, getting ready for launch. You can definitely do that. Now, let's go back to the to Pincel, because this is the end of the video. Once again, Pepe DAO, a community or DAO community driven project that is also going to have an NFT collection and a staking plus a zero transaction tax. And right now you still got plenty of time to join their community. Check all the pin messages on Twitter, on Telegram, ask the questions that you may have. A small soft cap of 50 BNB. So far they have been able to raise 1,363 BNB with still a little bit more than 22 hours to go for this Fairlaunch on Pincel, audited and KYC. So no docs yet and no SAFU yet. Those we couldn't find. So let's see what's going to be happening with this project that right now is still ranking on number 2 on top trending projects on Pincel. Thank you very much for staying tuned until the end. Remember that this is by no means any kind of financial advice, so you still have to make the time to do your DIOR, right? So thank you. It's been a pleasure as always, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.